Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here and to share about our big data and Alibaba, how to use big data to do innovation, etc. And also, I'm so exciting to be here because this is the first time I'm in Korea, and I travel the airport, the tax, and the hotel, etc. I can see there are so many new technology are using or take part of your life, etc. And I feel Korea is a moving city, and everything is so exciting. Okay, so maybe today we talk about a lot about this Double 11 festival, and it's so unique because I think everyone from different angle to look into it, they will find many new things, and I think we can take a little bit step back and to take a few minutes to think about if we think this is a project, and if you are a project manager, you need to manage this event in just a single day. So what part do you think is most important if you are the project manager to manage this Double 11? Which part do you think is the most important? I think maybe you can think about it later on, but for me, I think big data and the AI is take a crucial part of this event. Even though many think that marketing, logistics, innovation, or maybe people, new ideas are important as well, but after all, you need a tool to make this happen. So for us, like Double 11, we have a big data platform we named DataWorks to process billions of different tasks and process 2 petabytes of data to make this event smooth and make this into reality. So as you can think of, in this very single day, there's many things happening. Like you need to process many payments. So many maybe fingerprint, and you need to process millions of different voice text message for after sales support, and which cannot be handled by human being because you need many workforce to manage so many tasks, and you also need to have NLP to process hundreds billions of different search and to make customer to search their product to get what they want. And you also need to optimize all the logistics. So for example, like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, if you hear Double 11, you will think about Black Friday again because the logistics is a mess. And you need to take 2 months to get what you order. Nowadays, you maybe just need 1 or 2 days, and you can get your delivery in front of your house. And so we need very big data platform or technology to handle these different data tasks. So we have, for Alibaba, we heavily invest on big data technology and AI technology for over 10 years and do many innovations. And nowadays, we polarize this technology into we call DataWorks. So DataWorks now we have different awards from different parties. So basically, it's an end-to-end data platform to handle this massive tasks. So from the data integration from the data source to how do you manage or do the data cleaning and staging, etc. by Data Studio. And then you need to explore your data into service by our data service. And then you need to manage your mobile apps or different AI apps, etc. by App Studio. And then you need to have this different solution or maybe data models to handle all the data. So it's an end-to-end platform for you to manage all governments, all your data. At the bottom of it is that it can support multiple or different data engine to process your data. So this is the benchmark of our DataWorks and MaxCompute. And for MaxCompute is our Alibaba self-developed big data engine. And this is in October, just last 2 months. And we are the first one to process 100,000 scale factor data sets and 100 terabytes of data. And then the QPM is 35,000, and the QPM is the cost of the QPM is 234. I want to mention about the cost and the performance again and again, because you can see that cost is very important for big data or AI. Because what we want is that we want this technology can help everyone to make it into everyone's life. So cost is very important for everyone to use it. And the other one is that AI is also important as well. So for AI, we invest a lot in Hangguang AI engine, which is the just like AI chip, or traditionally we use GPU. So this AI chip is processing equivalent to 10 GPU traditionally, and the cost again, you can see we save almost half of the cost. So just like Jack Ma said, we want to build Alibaba as a platform to help business all around the world. And for Alibaba Cloud, we want no matter the traditional server or the database available, infrastructure available, we also want our data platform and AI as a service to be available for everyone to access. So even you are a startup or you are a traditional big company, you can access this platform in a very effective or low-cost way. So the data works, as I mentioned, it can support multiple different platforms. So you can see the basic engine at the left-hand side is that we have MaxCompute to process batch petabyte data, kind of a volume of data. And second one is that we also can have support real-time compute, which just like you can see in Double 11, after a minute you can see billions of transactions happens, and you can see the number in a real time. And then we also can support Hadoop, which is the traditionally map reduce. And on the right-hand side, we also support combined engines like machine learning, holographs for analytic, graphic compute, which for relational computing, and Elasticsearch, etc. So with this data work, for data governance, we can build our data in a multiple dimensional way and multiple layer. So at the bottom side, you can see the data abstract from the source, and then we use our data works to do all the data protection, quality control, and access management, etc. And then we exploit all this service to share to our applications. So here are some, snapshot of our data works. Actually, is you just need to use your browser. This is the IDE of our tools. So you can see there's lots of different tools. You can drop and draw, and then you can also do all the coding on top of your platform. And then you can do all the AI by drop and draw of your algorithm like K-means or random voice, etc., or maybe TensorFlow, and then you process your data. And here you can see how to put all the data into API and export to your application. So, and even you can do all the coding on the platform. So it's a single platform to manage all the data, all the application, and monitor your data as well, end to end. So this is the tool we use for Double 11. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the scenario or application, how to use DataWorks and MaxCompute to process your data. So here is the traditional, data warehouse and application we use in a very daily life. And at the bottom, you can see we have rational or non-rational data, or maybe structured or unstructured data. And then you can use our DataWorks to, define all the process, all the, different relationship from the source to the MaxCompute engine destination tables relationship. And then we use DataWorks to do all the cleaning, the staging, all the ETL, functions to abstract all the data, load, and then put into our MaxCompute data engine. And then we process all the data in MaxCompute, and then once you finish, for example, do all the feature engineering, and you can use our Pi, which is the machine learning platform, to do all the AI stuff. And then you can even use DataV or BI to do some data analytic or visualization. And on the right-hand side, on top, you can see you can also define some different applications or service, explore to your mobile phones or maybe some IoT device, etc. The second scenario we use is for real-time computing. So today we have lots of, with 5Gs, we have everything connected. So, real-time is very important. So we have different machines or maybe or transitions. We need to analyze it or use the data in a real-time fashion. So you can see here is that the real-time data source on the left-hand side, and then we have this data tunnel we call Data Hub and SLS, and then to load all the data into our real-time compute platform. And then we can use DataWorks. Again, we can use like SQL Simon or maybe Java or Python language to process all the data in real time. And then to get the result as we expected and put into a message queue, and then to trigger alarm or trigger some application actions. Or you can use DataV just like our W11 to see the big stream, to see the real-time transaction or GMVs. And the third use case is interactive BI. So traditionally for BI, for big data, is painful if anyone use big data platform to do BI kind of things. So because the mechanism of Hadoop is map reduce, so once you process terabyte or many data, and usually you need to take like minutes or maybe 10 minutes or even more to get the interactive report to you. So it takes a very long time. So for us, we want to make the BI analytic more interactive. Just like you want to expect, we change some metrics or some settings, you want to see the result in a very fast way. So what we did, we can use DataWorks to process all the offline data by using MaxCompute, and then to clean all the data and staging all the data and get the most near the result data and put into holograms, which is big data analytic tools we develop as well. And other data is that we can use real-time compute to compute all the logic and put into it as well. So after that, once you use your existing BI tools, and then to interactively to get the result, you draw the data from holograms, which is a near real-time online analytic platform. So it will be much more faster. The fourth scenario is machine learning, which is, I mentioned, the AI part. So for big data, we also you often use it to do recommendation. For example, we need to understand customers' preference, what they search, what they're looking for, and what they expect, etc. And we also use data to, like logistic, to do the prediction, see which, many people in Korea search shoes, and then we maybe logistic and put some tools around your like the inventories, and then to stand by to after the order to ship to you in a very short time. So these kind of things we need to use our data platform to get all the history data and analysis it, and then to get the result. So first of all, we need to use MaxCompute and DataWorks to do the feature engineering and to do all the data cleansing, etc. And then we can use our Pi, which is the on the blue items. You can see it integrate with many different tools. So like OCR or NLP, or it has many algorithms like mentioned, maybe some TensorFlows, etc. So all integrate into Pi, and then you can use these different AI or machine learning tools to massage your data or consume your data. So it's a very powerful tool and a one-stop AI tools for you to manage AI. And the last use case is the security or risk control connection for network analysis. So nowadays we are everyone is connected. So we need relationship compute, or we call graphic compute, to get understanding the relationship between people, between products, between transition, etc. So we need this graphic compute power tools to process based on graphic, and then we use machine learning to get more understanding with the pattern or this, the idea behind it. And then we can use DataV to visualize the difference. Okay, so here are some use case for our big data platforms from our customer as well. So besides Alibaba, we use this platform. We also has many customers are using this platform as well, because you don't need to invest the whole platform at the start. So you don't need to buy hundreds or thousands of server and then to put it into the data center to play big data. You can just put the data on and then to turn the serverless platform, and then you can consume or use your data. So just like power or water, you just need to turn it on. So as you can see on the bottom, the whole concept is the same. Is that once you put all the data onto our data warehouse or platform, it will process the data in different ways, like offline bench or real time, and then to get all the result into holographs for visualization, or use our tool to governance all the data, to protect the security, etc. And then you can also use the data exchange to share your data by API to some third party or your partners as well. And then you can also build your applications and on basic on mobile or your platforms. So the first case is Tianhong Jijin, which is a funding company, asset management for them. They need to invest different industries companies. So traditionally, they just need to do some finding or make data works on their annual reports or quarterly reports. So they can use database to consume the data and then get what they want. But nowadays, as data is getting much more, much more, and the volume is much more bigger, and then they need to have a big data platform to get more understanding the performance of the company. So if they need to build this kind of platform, they need to, again, spend tons of time to need to find some expert to manage their platform, to do the O&M, operation and management. And then they also need to, build the data center for, for the space, etc. And so they choose Alibaba DataWorks to put all the data onto our platform and our data engines, and then to process data and get the finding they want, and then they invest these kind of new companies, and then in the way they, at the old days they cannot find. And the other use case is Shentruma. Actually, they are pretty much like Alibaba, and they use, at the bottom you can see they use a data middle-end architecture, and which is essential in Alibaba as well. So we have this methodology to build our data in 3 tiers. We call one data, one entity, and one service. So with this 3 layer, we can use our data in a very effective way. So as you can see, we abstract all this raw data from the bottom, and then we put all the data into a well-categorized, use our method to put it, and then to get the idea or the profile from this different source data, and then to put it into one entity, and then we explore it into different services. So each data set in our platform will only show it once. It will not have duplicate data sets in different places. So it's a very unique methodology we use to process our data. And we export our methodology to them, and then to build their platform, and then to use all the, on top, the different database service, our cloud service, etc., to build their application, and then to become O2O, a new retail company. Okay, I think here is what I want to share. I hope what I'm sharing is helpful for everyone. Thank you.